What
Welcome
party
to the Just Two Black Brothers podcast. I'm DJ Period. It's my brother Politickin. We politicking with the California rapper, California rhyme spitter, Smigg Dirtee. What's good?
Yeah. What's going on with y'all, man?
Yeah.
I got my real name on this shit. Like, I ain't even.
Nah, my shit be doing that too. I be changing it, but I don't know if you can change it on the phone. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to edit that shit out, man. You know, when we put it out, you could put something over it or whatever.
Shit, if not, it's all good. Shit, my Facebook say my real name anyway, but
I was thinking.
shit.
Hey, what's
if there's a way to put my name under that thing somehow, shit, I don't know. But shit, what's up with y'all?
Chill. I think I can change it right now, though. Don't worry about it. I can change it. Watch this.
Oh, he got the good shit. He got the super edition of Zoom.
Yeah, nigga just control my shit. I used to control my shit. Nigga, what else can you do on my phone? I need 2 G's though. My bad. Let me get 2 of them G's on this.
Oh, you need 2 G's on the Smigg.
I mean, but shit, that was. I don't know how you just tapped into my phone like that though.
This nigga.
Hey, can you figure out my Instagram password for me and shit? I don't know my shit.
Ain't you posted on it?
Yeah, but it's just in my phone, so that's the only way. Like,
you forgetting that shit, yeah, I know, right?
I keep changing this shit. Like, my wife be trying to like get into my shit all the time, so I be trying to change my shit all the damn time, and I be forgetting now.
Shit, we had Billy Dance on last night, man. He said a nigga, I guess his shit, he got 2 pages. One got the verification check, but it ain't his shit. That's somebody else using this shit, but he can't get the password back from him. So he had to make another one.
They can give him this check when he make a new one. They're still gonna be.
He can get the check on the new one though.
Okay, yeah, shit.
What part of San Diego are you in right now?
Shit, right now I'm like damn near just past Oceanside. I had to double back real quick, so like I'm like low, like I don't even know exactly where I'm at.
Yeah,
I live in
Oceanside.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You could did the show at his house.
I know, shit. Fuck.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah. Oh wait, where you at? We was talking about that. You in Sac or you in San Diego?
Now I just got back from Sac and the Bay. I was running all that little area, fucking around. I'm just pulling in like right now. Like that's why I'm still in the whip type shit.
Yeah, we wasn't sure. Shit, I grew up in Sac, man. I live in Brooklyn now, though. I'm in Brooklyn, New York, but I graduated from Hiram Johnson.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you lived over in that area?
Yeah, I should live. Shit, man, we lived everywhere in Sac. I grew up there, so shit, nigga, I went to Freeport Elementary right off Meadowview.
Oh yeah.
I went to Susan B. Anthony over there off of Detroit.
Oh yeah.
A little bit further down.
Yeah.
I went to Edward Kimball in Elder Creek for 5th grade.
Oh yeah, so you was all around.
And then I went to Highlands High School for my freshman and sophomore year. I went to Johnson the last 2 years.
Damn. So you went from the south, north, back?
Yeah, all over.
Kind of back, like. Yeah, see, I went to a few elementaries. Like, I went to one in Green Haven for a minute, but I went to Pony Express, kind of in the
my
south.
Sister went there.
Yes, I went to Pony Express and shit. Then I went to Lisbon and Green Haven. Then I went to middle. I lived right by Gady when I went to middle. Nah, I lived by Gady in the 8th grade. But I stayed at Jackman in Valley High area, and I went to Jackman and Valley High.
Yeah.
But I went to summer school at Kennedy and shit, because that was closer to where I lived.
Kennedy had some, Kennedy. I went to John Steele too. Shit, I forgot because John Steele.
Oh yeah.
We used to go play Gady and like basketball and shit.
Yeah.
When I was there, But yeah, Kennedy, we used to go to Kennedy when we skipped school at Johnson because Kennedy had some bitches up there.
Yeah, but see, that's how everybody felt. Everybody
Facts.
else school had all the bitches and shit. That's what they used to say about Valley. They said Valley, like Valley got all the Valley High School. They got all the bitches over there. I went there. It was like, yeah, it's bitches here, but
it's just regular shit, right?
I feel like it's bitches over there. Where y'all at? Like, you know, like.
That's how it is in high school too. Niggas be like, I'm gonna go to that school because they got the better bitches, but niggas that go there be like, niggas bitches ain't shit here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the bitch is always better at the other school.
All day. So how long you been rapping, man? I know our man back in the day. I used to hear about you. How long you actually been rapping?
Shit, to keep it 100, it's like rapping. Shit, I've been rapping since I was like in the 3rd grade. Like taking the little 2 boom boxes, one that you press record on, and like you could it got a little mic built into it, like you just talking, and then you have another boom box playing like an instrumental out of there, and then just rapping into the shit. But that's how I got. I was doing that shit before I could even like really write. Like I didn't like, you know, I was like in 2nd grade. I didn't even really know how to write half the shit I wanted to talk about. Like, so I was just freestyling most of the time and shit. And then like, but everybody was tripping that I was just hella young doing that shit, like figuring the shit out, like, you know, just on my own. Like by the time I was like in 6th grade, I learned how to like, you know, like when you get a tape or any song, like, you know, how in the beginning of the song or end of the song, they might have like 8 bars of the beat playing before it go down or something.
Yeah. You take that whole beat and the instrumental.
I learned how to loop the shit. Yeah, loop the shit on tape. Like pause it real fast, like, and then rewind it back, and then let it go right before to pause it, rewind it. I got so cold with it. I used to put breakdowns in my shit, find the little intro part where they had, you know, the beginning of the beat. Like, ooh, I'm gonna put that in this part. Like, that shit used to take hella time, but I was hella.
That shit was fire though when you finish, huh?
Yeah, nigga. It take like hella long. Like I think I looped the shit for hella long, and the beat only be like 1 minute, 1 minute and 30 and shit. Like,
nah, that's how you get it. That's how you get it out the mud though, right there.
Yeah, and that's how I learned, like, cause when I started like really rapping, like in middle school type. Now actually, me and my brother Devious from SAC, we had got signed when we was like in the 6th grade, and then like going into the 7th grade to like a little label in SAC, and then we started rapping in real studios and shit, like hella young. So like by the time we was rapping in studios so young, like people was tripping, like the producers and all the engineers was tripping because we was one taking everything, because that's how we used, because the way we used to record, if a nigga fuck up, we got to do the whole song over, because we ain't got no other shit. Like, you know, we press and record on the beat and press, you know, it's 2 boom boxes. So it's like, and we'll have like 4 niggas rapping. And so like, if the last nigga fuck up, we all got to do that shit over. So like, after niggas getting mad at you hella times, like you just learn how to everybody just learn how to not fuck up. So like when we got in the lab, we were just boom, knocking shit out. Like niggas was tripping on that, but it's like shit. We had to learn how to like really know our verses, right, when we write them and shit. But shit, like when we got signed when we was young and shit, we ended up the producers and the label and shit, they ended up getting locked up. And then so our shit never even came out, but like we was like popular like in our neighborhood because we was doing shows at like high schools and car shows and shit. And then they got locked up for a minute. And then back then, you know, it wasn't easy finding, you know, a label or people knowing how to do, like if you got signed to a label, they was kind of official already, like, you know, they knew, because it wasn't like distribution, all that shit wasn't easy to get. Like niggas didn't know anything back then. It's like early 90s type shit, like, so it's like it was.
I used to rap. I used to always try to get signed to AWOL.
I
remember growing up, it was AWOL. We had AWOL Black Market.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get my shit stamped by you real quick. Hey, Lil Devious, that's the Devious that was on Hollow Tip album.
Yep, the first album.
He was on that Lil Devious on that freestyle shit. That shit was hard.
Yeah, that was like the shit that kind of put us on. Like that's why I always fuck with Hollow Tip. That's my nigga. Like, cause he, even though I wasn't on the song, cause Devious, my brother, he had ended up moving in with his mom. They ended up living in the north, and then like I was still in the south. And like this, our label had already been locked up for like 2 years, so we were just in limbo, really. You know, we didn't know what to do, where. So we just back to recording at home and shit. And then he had met Hollow, and Hollow, you know, he was hella young. My Devious was like 13 or 14.
On that track?
Yeah, on that song, he was like 13.
That nigga was going in on that shit though.
Yeah, he might have just been like 14 or 13, 14, like right around that age. Cause yeah, something around there. Cause they got locked up like when we was 12. That we had finished the album. Yeah, and they was locked up for like a year and a half before he met Hollow, and then they did that, and then that was like a big thing. Like, cause even back then, features like you remember features, like, and it wasn't like now, like it's just hella features and shit. You don't even remember somebody's name if you just heard them on feature one time. Like back then, it wasn't so many features, wasn't on like that. You know, somebody had like 3-4 features at the tops on their albums, like, and you will remember, you know, like, oh, those names. So like it was a big deal. Everybody remembered his name from being on that album.
I remember his name now. That shit was so long ago.
Yeah, that was like Southside That Block Side.
Yes, sir. No, Southside High Side. That do what that side. Nigga, and we who ride. Man, that's shit.
They went crazy.
Speaking of features, man, I think I told you this last time we talked, but man, like, I'm a big fan of AZ, and I still think that song you and I Rock did with him, that's like one of my favorite AZ songs. Y'all always Get Low. Yeah. That's my shit right there.
Yeah, that's the shit. That was big to me. Like, even though like AZ, like, even though he ain't like that big of an artist, like if you really fuck with rap, you know you've been on some hip hop shit for years, that's a top nigga to fuck with. Like, this like, and I got to go back to back with him, like Nas, like, so it's like that was like big for me. Like when people ask me like one of my, like, what's my favorite feature or what's the feature that meant the most to me? Yeah. It's always that one, just because, like that was like when him and Nas was known for, doing that type of shit, going back to back on a verse and shit. That shit was just like different for me. Like that shit, that was big for me.
How that happened? Like I know y'all talked to Paul about it
today too.
How y'all make that happen though? Like what type of hoops or channels y'all had to do to, or was it like y'all just knew a mutual acquaintance of AZ?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like a mutual shit. Like he was doing a project,
a back cave,
with the back cave, and one of my peoples that he was just in the music biz. Like he knew hella art. Like he would do a bunch of different shit. Like he would link different artists up and have them do albums together and do shit. And he started like doing shit like that and have something to do with things. Then he just started like his own little label and started like getting niggas to do albums, and just he was just doing a lot of background shit, and then also doing his own shit. And then he had linked them with the back cave, and then he liked the back cave shit, and then like they kind of like they all like did a deal together to like do a project. And then I fucked with the back cave heavy and my nigga that linked the shit, so it was just like, he used to bring me in to like anytime he would have somebody out here fucking with him, like, and just he would bring me around, and like, and I would rap, and then like most of the time, I mean, pretty much damn near every time they fucked with me and we did songs. So it's like,
you talking about You talking about Gold? When you talking about the project, it was the Gold project. Is that God
Was
project?
it?
God.
Yeah, I think it was God or something.
Yeah,
I
Gold.
remember it ended up having like
Gold
2
Diamonds.
different names or something. I want to say, but I think it did ended up being God. Like something gold, some or gold oil diamonds or something. Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Then I think it came out Legendary too, so maybe that's what you talking about. It had like 2 games.
Yeah, I think so. It was. I remember it was something going on around that time. Like,
yeah, it's a Batcave, Dave Moss. It came out on the Sickness with the Sickness.
yeah. He had linked with them. The Sickness. That was my nigga because he really had a website that was on some, doing rap shit. Like, it was like a big rap website.
Oh, that was his shit.
Yeah,
I used to always be on there.
Dude, the homie, his name Nemo.
Yeah.
He had the Sickness, and then he kind of grew it more into like a brand and was doing more shit with it besides just the website. Like, and then, but he was meeting rappers like through the website, even though it was mostly like a West Coast site.
Yeah.
He was still like getting other. He was trying to expand it more, like, so he was linking with a bunch of different artists from all around. And then when he would link with them, he would try to get them to do projects or like do something, try to, do some little deals. Like, let's do a project with my producers that I got, or if you like them, and we all go, we all put it out, like just little shit. He was just always good on just like doing shit that, getting artists to fuck with him. And he started doing this thing, and like hella artists was fucking with him. Like, he did shit with Max B. He did a Genuine project. Like, I was on the Genuine project, the Max B. He fucked with Goody Mob. Shit. I didn't did a lot of shit and linked with a lot of people and got a hella relationships through that shit. Like with Max B. Even the nigga Loon, like from Bad Boy and shit.
Yeah.
Loon. Or like, Loon hella fucked with me though, cause Loon a Crip really from LA. He had moved to LA when he was in high school and shit.
Yeah.
And got put on and started banging out there and shit, and went back to New York. But he always still repped his hood, and he always came through and fucked with his homies and shit. And then he hella fucked with me, like when we had met, like just kind of on some Crip shit. Then he heard me rapping, and he hella liked me. He wanted to sign me. He had a label called Boss Up back then, and he was trying to get it up. Actually, he was about to break with like he had a T-Pain single at the time when, T-Pain was, every single he had was taken off. And he had a T-Pain single, he was gonna put me on there. And then I still got the song with the verse open and everything. But then one of his little homies from LA, Dolla, that got killed. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah.
That was like they from the same hood. Huh?
That was his homie?
Yeah, Dolla, because Dolla from that hood in LA where he from. And Dolla was like a more, young nigga, and like, he kind of had like more of the look, and and he kind of was, he was on some OG shit, and he fucked with other OG. LA be having them like little politics and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then so where, he ended up shooting him, he ended up just giving him the song, and he ended up making his own song. So I think it's the only song that Dolla got out. It was like with T-Pain, like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was Loon's song first. And I was supposed to be on it. Cause that was supposed to like that was trying to be his comeback song after Bad Boy and all that shit. And he wanted to do like more harder shit. He didn't want to keep doing the little.
He was singing and shit, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing all the love shit with Diddy, but he a street nigga for real at the
I
end of
didn't
the
know
day.
that.
Yeah, he like a real for real street nigga.
He
like
just got out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he
Yeah,
on
he said,
he on some Muslim shit, and like, you know, he really on like I talked to him once since he got out. I ain't really hella talk to him like that, because I knew once he got out, I know he had so much to do, so many people to talk to him. I just wanted to tap in with him just because he always fucked with me, and always, like, when he had an opportunity for me, you know, he would give it to me, or, you know, like, invite me out to Atlanta and go do shit. Like,
yeah.
he really was trying to put me on and do shit. And then he ended up catching that case. I keep fucking with niggas that catch cases and shit all the time. Like, I think he was kind of gonna do something with, especially if he would have had that T-Pain song. But when he gave him T-Pain song, he was about to get like other shit. Like, he had shit going on. He was gonna have
You could tell by that song, shit. That song was fire.
So it's like, yeah. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna get that to the little homie, so the little homie could shine, and, you know, the little homie younger, and he, you know, he got to look like that might be right for him, you know, and it did work, like, you know. But the song that Loon had to it was dope too. Like, it was dope. I gotta try to find it. I still might put a verse on it and just drop that shit just like on some SoundCloud shit or something. Cause I didn't even get to put my verse on it yet. By the time I was gonna put my verse on it, they had already did that little deal, and, you know, he wanted to put some, you know, one of his homies from his hood on. So shit, that's how that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna ask you about how you think of how did Nipsey's death affect you?
Man, hey, the shit that was fucked up, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, when I be telling people this story, like, it probably, like, they be like, nah, it was, like, nigga, like, literally that day, bro, you know, cause I fuck with Nipsey, like, we ain't hella close, but, like, you know, we did a song together, like, we used to do shows together, like, you know, so I used to see him all the time, and he wanted to sign my partner Mac Twan hella bad, and that was, like, kind of like my artist, like, and I was pushing him, and, like, I was trying to stay on Mac Twan to, you know, fuck with Nip, like, cause even when people would hit Nip, like, it's hella shit where Nip would talk about Mac Twan. Like, I remember on Twitter, somebody was like asking him, like, who's his favorite, like, West Coast rapper right now, or rappers from, like, Southern Cal, and he said Mac Twan, and I was like, big. I'm like, damn, like, you know, cause that was my young nigga I'm trying to put on, but we had did a gang of shows together, and Mac Twan was like real lit in San Diego, and like he would come deep, and then, like, people would hella fuck with him, and like he had like they phrase was like fuck a bitch, and then, like, it just kind of caught through the city. So every show we did, like, everybody in the crowd would, like, be screaming fuck a bitch, and, like, just his whole energy and everything. Like, you know, Nip was smart, you know, he know how to do shit. Like, he know, like, even though, like, they rap styles are nothing alike, he knew that, like, that's something right there. He got something, like, cause Twan a more like melodic rapper and shit, and you know, but he really wanted to fuck with him and sign him. But like on the day he died, bro, I was in LA, and then I'm like, and we was on the way, literally, like, I want to say, I forgot what time they said the shooting happened. Like, it was like at 3:30, I want to say, or something.
Yeah.
So, like, we was on the way, and I'm like, man, I want to go by the store and see if Nip there, like, you know, just because I ain't seen him in a minute. I'm like, I don't know if the chances are of even catching him there, but, like, since we out here just fucking around, we ain't doing shit at the moment for like a few hours, because we was waiting to check in. We was waiting to check into our Airbnb, and they wasn't about to let us check in till like 5 or something, 4 or 5. So, like, we was just out eating and shit. So we like, okay, let's go. And right when we was done eating, we was gonna go straight to the store, and it's like at 2:30, 2 something. So, like, by the time we got to the store, it would have been 3.
Yeah.
And shit happened at 3:30. But right when we got done eating, the people called and was like, "Oh, you guys can check in now if you want. It's all good." So we just went to check in first, and then we get the news. Like my nigga that was with me just seen the shit on Twitter, and we like, nah, that can't happen. Like, we just talked about this shit. Like, it's got to be a rumor or something. Like, because we was like on the way there, like starting to drive there when the people called and said we could check in. So we were just like, all right, let's go check in, because that's what we was really waiting on. Like, we were just gonna stop there to pass time and just see if we could catch him there, because he'd be there sometime, but it's not always you gonna catch him there. But I'm like, let's just see, let's just pull up, like we ain't got nothing going on. So that fucked me. That fucked
I know
me
that
up,
fucks
like,
you up. Yeah.
And then it started fucking me up, like, damn, like we would have been there when it happened. I would have been talking to the nigga, like, so like, I'm like, damn, like that shit could have went hella many different ways, like, and I'm like, that shit, I don't know. It was just like fucking me up, just hella thinking, like, like thinking.
Nah, cause you be thinking like, shit, what if I was there? The nigga would have probably walked off somewhere to talk to me or something.
Yeah, like
or
maybe
just,
like we would have, maybe we would have been inside when this shit happened, or like maybe he would have gotten in the car with me, and not he probably, just anything, little thing could have changed it, or like maybe I could have got hit, or something, like any little thing, or like maybe I could have seen the nigga coming, like it was just so much shit going on in my head, like just fucking me up, like fuck, like I'm like, and it was like, damn, I wish I was there, and then it's like, and I had my wife out there with me, and she was like, yeah, but like also, you don't know what could have happened. Like we all could have got hit, like we just never know. We have no idea. All we could do is just guess all the situations, and we don't know which one it could have been. So like, she was more happy that we didn't go, type shit. But it was like, damn, like I'm kind of thinking on the positive side, like, damn, I could have, like
I could have probably helped deter the shit from happening or something.
Yeah, something, just because we would have been, because he was just out there, like, taking pictures with people that was coming by, like,
Now he was really just chilling that day too, huh?
Yeah, he was just there. He was just there for a minute, like he wasn't. I want to say he wasn't even like dressed all the way. He was just like chilling, like stopping by and just talking to a few people.
Yeah,
taking pictures with a few people that came by. Like if I would have came, we would have been chopping it up for a minute. Like we would have been talking about Twan and all kind of shit. Like he would have been asking me about IROC and just hella shit. Like that. We probably would have walked off and talked, like, he might have took me to the store in the back, like, like, hey, if you want some shit, just pick some shit out of here. Like, niggas could have been in the back of the store when this shit happened. Like, it's just so much shit. Like, it's like,
that'd be some cold shit to keep in your keep on your mind, like like shit, I could have affected something, but
and that's why that fucked me up so much. Like it didn't fuck me up like how some people that I know that really fucked with him, like more because we fucked with each other, but like I don't have his number, like type shit, But like when we see each other, we chop it up, like we really be talking, like. Cause I even recorded him a few times, like in a hotel, like when he was out here, and he had to do some verses for some people. Where I pulled up with my little my little setup and shit, and recorded some shit for him, and then had one of my producers. My producer had a beat that he hella like one of my producers that I've been fucking with for hella long, and then just little shit like that, like every time we seen each other, like it wouldn't have just been like, no, what's up, all right, we gone, like we would have at least chopped it up for 30 minutes to some maybe an hour, you never know, like. So that shit, that's what really fucked me up, because it's like, damn, like I don't know, like
I already know how that shit would be.
Yeah, what happened to you too? I saw like it was like around July, like using the ambulance or something.
Oh man. Matter of fact, that's the same nigga that I got the my producer dude that gave Nip the beat. Man, this nigga, this shit funny now. Like this shit funny now. Like I'm sleep. He at my crib. He's staying at my crib for a minute, like making beats and just doing shit. Cause I wanted him to sit down and make me some beats. Cause he been like my little nigga that been producing for me so long, but he still always got hit and misses. And like whenever I link up with him and I kind of tell him like, nah, don't use that sound, don't use it. Like he always make me like he makes some fire. He just be needing a little, like somebody there, like who really know shit. Like nah, you doing too much with that. Cause he like to overproduce shit. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of made that beat could have been dope, but you just added some weird ass sound and out of nowhere that just fucked the whole beat up for me.
Yeah.
Like, so I like to be there and catch the moments and shit.
He said
Like
nigga add some crazy shit to the beat.
But yeah, like I'm like, what, like, and it don't even go with the beat or nothing. I'm like, what in your mind made you think like we 3 minutes in, like the beat was dope, and then just some random ass weird ass sound. It don't be on key. It don't be on. I'm like, what did you do? Like, why did you do this? Like,
all day.
So, but yeah, so I had this nigga at my house. This nigga hungry. I'm like, I'm asleep in the room with my 2-year-old. No, he might have. Yeah, I think he was 2 at the time. He might have just. He 3 now. I can't. When did this happen? I think I think he just had turned 3. Yep, he had just turned 3. I'm in the room with him. He come in there and wake me up like, hey, can I make some burgers? Can I fry some burger patties? I seen you have some burger patties in the kitchen. I'm like, yeah, do whatever. And like this nigga, this nigga didn't work that Donovan Steakhouses. He didn't work that. He didn't work that like Roof Crit. Like he didn't work that hella places. So I'm like, yeah, make some shit. Like, I would have wanted to make something good because he really know how to cook. But I'm like, oh, you just doing some hamburger patties. That ain't shit. Like somehow this nigga end up starting a big ass fire in my kitchen, making fucking, and he come in the room waking me up like he don't know what to do. Even though he been working in kitchens all his life, I would think he would know how to put a fire. Like I don't know how to fucking put no grease fire out.
Yeah.
Why you waking up to come get me? I don't know what to do. So the shit going on, I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, nigga, you making hamburger patties. Like, how the fuck
fucking the whole house up, nigga?
Yeah, like, how the fuck you do this? Make just some hamburger. Like, you don't even have to really put no oil in there. Like, kind of make his own oil. You just got to.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did. After I found out, he said he was making some fries. That's what it was. But at the time, everything was just going so fast. I didn't know what to do. I just tried to grab like a little kind of blanket type thing, towel type thing, and just throw it on top of it. But when I did that, the shit fell, and like the fire fell to the floor, and I slipped all in it. I'm burning all in the shit, and I can't even get up. I'm trying to stand up and get up, but it's grease, so I'm just keep slipping
you
back.
Sliding and shit. Oh,
getting burnt all in my legs, my thighs, my butt, nigga, my back, like just getting fucked up. Like
where he was at?
Huh?
Where he was at?
Behind me, trying to like, I don't know what he was doing, but he finally like pulled me out the shit.
Oh shit.
Nigga pulled me out the shit. And nigga, I'm just, everything just happened hella so fast. Like I don't even remember like how the grease hit the floor, me slipping in it that fast. Like I can't even remember how that happened. Like how the fire hit the floor. Like I just knew I was in some hot ass shit. Like the worst. Like, and that fire pain is like, that shit is the worst shit.
And that shit ain't going nowhere no time soon either.
Never. That shit is not going nowhere. It's getting hotter. That shit is getting hotter.
And you can't control it because it's behind you. This shit, your back and shit getting burnt up,
it's
so
on
you
the
can't.
floor. I'm laying in it. I'm laying in the shit. So I'm just trying to at least lean up while I'm still on the ground, so at least it's not getting all my back and shit. Like
Fact.
I'm trying to get it at least as much, but I'm like, I'm keep slipping. This is my 4th time slipping back in. Like, nigga, where you at? Like, you know,
Help me, nigga.
And it's like, damn, I got my son in the room. Like, you know, like
hella shit be going through your mind, huh? You like, nigga, my kid in the room.
Yeah,
I'm being burnt. This nigga behind me, he ain't doing shit
going on. I don't want this shit to go spread. Just keep spreading this shit. So like somehow he pulled me out, and then what's the funny thing is like my neighbors downstairs, we hella in because like 2 old ladies and shit, and like we always be getting at it, like, cause like my son be hella loud and shit. He be just be running around making hella noise and shit, you know, and they always be complaining and shit. And then we had got into it one time, like really just hella talking shit, like we just hated each other. But like when the fire came, she came out, and like it's a lady I hate, and like I can't see nothing on me. And this nigga like, are you good? You just need to put like some Neosporin on your shit. No, he didn't say. He said some cocoa butter. That's what he said.
Oh shit.
He said, oh no, you good? Just because I can't see everything behind me. I don't know, but I know I'm burning. I reach back and I can feel like skin, like, and I'm like, nah, man, I don't know. And then like, nigga, my drawers, like it was a big burnt in my drawers, like.
Oh, nigga, you was really fucked up. Yeah, you need.
I'm like, I don't know. And then the lady up there, and she like, what's going on? You good? You good? I'm like, I don't know. Like, you know, he telling me I just need to put some cocoa butter on it. And then she like,
the nigga trying to cook your ass, nigga.
but she like, let me see. I gotta show her my ass and shit, type shit. You know, and we hate each other, so this shit weird. But like, I'm just at this point where I don't even care. Like, I strip down, like, look at my legs, my thigh, everything. Like, and soon as she seen that shit, she was like, oh, no, that boy trying to kill you. Cocoa butter? Oh, no. Nah,
yeah,
like,
cocoa butter's going to cook you, nigga. You would have been done to put that cocoa butter on you.
Yeah, she's like, nah, he don't know. He's trying to kill you. I'm calling 911. Like, you know, they got there hella fast, and like, they scooped me up and shit, and like, I was just like fucked up, like just that pain. Like, I'm like, damn, this shit really just happened. Like, I could have just been gone over some weird, dumb shit.
Over some fries and a burger, nigga.
I'm like, damn, I'd have survived some crazy ass shit. And if I can't survive some burger patties, man, this shit fucked up. This game fucked up.
You all right?
Yeah, I was fucked up for a while. Like I had to be wrapped up all over and shit for like hella long, like damn near wearing a diaper and shit. I had to buy hella different clothes to wear because I couldn't wear like jeans and certain shit. Like had to wear like soft shit, like swishy sweatpants and shit like that.
Windbreakers and shit.
I had to go and
like windbreakers.
Yeah. But see, I went all out. I'm out buying Versace windbreakers and shit. knowing my dumb ass, knowing like once I take all this shit out, I ain't gonna be able to fit this shit. Like
all day.
But like I'm just like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna be looking all crazy and fucked up. Let me try to get fly or something, like make myself happy or something, like, cause I'm just in pain like all day. Like that shit was worse.
Oh, you good now though?
Yeah, I've been good. Like that shit. Actually, it ended up healing like the best way it could heal. Like, cause when I got in there, that was bad. It was like it's like all 3rd and 2nd degree burns, like all over, like, and then like, but it was like they was just hella lucky the way the burns were. Like the 3rd degree burns weren't too bad. They were just like on the edge of 3rd degree burns. And like the 2nd degree burns, really the 2nd degree burns was the ones that was hurting the most. and they're the ones that look the most crazy and shit. Like when they show pictures of the shit, I'm like, oh fuck, that's what I look like. I'm like, damn. But
Yeah, you
like,
was like, cocoa butter was gonna help that shit.
hell nah. Like, I don't know, man. I still to this day, like, man, he ain't been back to my house since. Like,
oh shit. Now, cause it's like, damn, you right though. Cause I'm like, nigga, what was you doing in the kitchen, my nigga? Like, or did you just follow? Cause that's some unattended shit. You didn't watch. You wasn't watching
exactly.
something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, nigga, this is your profession. This should be the easiest shit for you to make. Like you be making all that other shit that real chef
gourmet chef shit. Yeah, you fuck up
like
yeah.
I'm like, how you fuck this up?
Like, what you got?
You all right though, shit.
Yeah. I get like I healed a lot quicker than they thought and everything. Like so, shit. I got hella lucky and shit. Like even like my scars ain't as bad. Like a lot of them is like starting to turn into the same color. Like some shit is like darker, but it ain't like no like real badass crazy looking scars. Like I just hella got lucky like through that whole shit. Like even like the doctors was like always attempting like you just got real lucky because people they skin don't come back at all or even close to the same. Like like they're like the way. They're like, even though like the way this shit look hella bad, they were like, this is how we want it to look. It was like, it might look crazy to you and like might look like the worst, but as far as like growing your skin back and how it's gonna look, and they were like, this is the best. This is the best shit for you. So like, I'm like, I hear you, but this shit don't feel like the best shit for me. It don't look like the best shit for me, but y'all know more than I do, so I guess. Like, nigga, I have to change my diaper every day and change all these wrappings and do all kind of shit. I couldn't do this shit. I used to like have to get my wife to do it and like just do it. Like, and it was like a job because that shit we had to figure out exactly how they do the shit. Like, shit was hella complicated, and I had to do that for like 2 months.
Damn.
And then after that, it was cool. Like I just had to they just gave me these other little things. Like they look like little mouse pads. That's what they look. It was like these sticky mouse pads.
Yeah.
And I just had to put them on all like just all the worst areas and shit. And then that was nothing. That lasted only like probably like 2 weeks after the
wraps came off.
After like the 2 months, yeah. And then like by that time, that was like, yeah, you could just wear your regular boxers and all that shit now. Like, I'm like, cool. But they thought I was gonna be bad for like 6 months or something, Yeah, so that shit, it was like 2.5 months. So like, yeah, I'm like, damn, I got hella lucky. Like, but I'm like, I shouldn't even been in that situation. Like, but it's like, fuck it. It had happened, and at least
at that point you can't change it. At that point you can't change what happened. So
exactly,
you might be a little tight, like nigga, I'm pissed off, but you can't change that shit.
Yeah.
But as far as the music though, man, what you working on now? You got some stuff coming up?
Actually, I got something dropping Black Friday.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I got some Black Friday. It might, because we've been running hella late on getting certain mixes and doing like we had to get the master back and do it again. Like I was supposed to already have that shit set up, already turned in and uploaded on, my distro and shit. Like I gotta do that shit tonight, actually. And like, so it's gonna come out Black Friday. It might not hit every, DSP on time, but I know usually like the main ones, Apple, iTunes.
Yeah, DistroKid had them on there quick.
They get on it fast. Spotify get on it fast. That's the main ones I'm worried about right now, because they the main ones that pay me the most besides JPay. JPay really.
Oh, JPay be paying?
Pay me the most, huh?
JPay be paying for what, streams? Oh,
Nah,
the inmates
thing.
buying them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's that thing why JPay, I get so much money off JPay because they can't stream. They have to buy
They
it.
gotta buy it, yeah.
Nowadays nobody's buying shit. Like I seen the transition happen. Like, cause when I started I had my digital deal with Empire probably like 2 years before I even started putting shit out. Cause it was like a weird rap where like CDs were kind of on his way out. People weren't really fucking with him, but like everybody wasn't buying shit off iTunes yet neither. It was like weird. It was like a weird time right there. Like, so it's like I was like, I might as well just do this digital shit, like, and see what it do, and then like my first check was like cool. Like all I did was put out a few old projects that I never put out. I had the onlikeshit.com website going on for hella long. And I used to put free projects up because it was a weird era. Like it was like back when everybody was just downloading free shit. Everybody was downloading albums off sites that every time they leak like a week ahead, and like, people weren't really buying shit. CDs was going out. So I'm like, man, and I didn't have no distribution deal at the time. So I'm like with the physicals and shit. So it's like, I'm gonna just open a site and just at least just keep putting music out just for free, like for people to download, just so I could keep my name going until I figure some shit out. And then I took some of them out, like old albums, old mixtapes and shit that's been out probably like 4 years already. I was just starting to throw them shits through my Empire deal. And this shit that's been out for years for free. So I'm like, I don't know if people gonna buy it. Like, like this. But the site the site got hacked and was shut down for like a year and a half, and we couldn't figure out how to get it back up. So we had just lost that. So it's like that shit came in handy at the time. So it's like I lost that. So then let me just put them over here. But I'm sure most people already got it. But like I put out like 4 of them, and then like probably like the next 2 months or maybe 3 months. It was 3 months, but I really only got paid for the first month. Like, every month you get paid, you really get paid.
You for the month prior.
Yeah, like 2 months prior, really. Like, so like it's the 3rd month you get paid for the first month. And then my first check was like just $1,500. Like, I'm like, I wasn't even expecting like really no money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what? This shit really doing something? Like with old shit? Like I ain't even this is shit I just had. Like, cool, just a little $1,500 out of nowhere. Like that's cool. I've been doing this shit. I had to do this shit for free. I was just getting money through this little time of doing features and shit like that and hustling. Like because I didn't have no CD distribution deal, which I always had since like 2005. So it's like 2012 now. Like we lost, like we kind of didn't lose it. Our contract had went out in 2009, and then the people that I was fucking with, they ended up getting another one, but I stopped fucking with them. And then I really didn't have nowhere to go though after that. But I wasn't fucking with them. They was like taking hella money. They were doing hella funny shit with even other artists, and like I was just seeing shit. Even when I was there, I was seeing them do dirty shit to each other. Like, like the I done seen my dude, like we had a whole little team. Like it was like the label group, and it was like 6 of them. They all kind of did some. 2 of them used to work at, it was a distribution company in Sac called Bayside that was popping for hella years. They had all the Bay Area rap that was coming out between like 98 and 2003. They was putting all that shit out, and they was head of the urban people, and they was even doing a little funny, tricky shit there, like being able to give people they really fuck with big checks, and then to where like I'm gonna give you this big ass check, you know, shoot me back 10 bands out of it. You know, they were doing little shit like that, you know, with hella artists. So they was getting side money out hella much. They ended up getting fired. But then they knew the whole distro game and everything, and they had a name. So we ended up getting a deal through somebody else at the time. So we had that deal for hella long. But then I seen my dude charge, say, hit Yuck Mouth for some shit. Yuck Mouth said, no, they gave him the money. The dude paid for, they did something where they just basically kept the money that my dude thought he paid Yuck Mouth and had a Yuck Mouth project coming and never got the shit. And I seen them plan this shit. I seen them do the shit. And I'm like, this is weird because we fuck with this nigga. And like, they was trying to get me in on it. I'm like, nah, like, that's y'all little move.
It's almost that shit they doing now with that damn rap Ponzi scheme shit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, nigga, this Jadakiss, come get on my Spotify playlist. Pay me $500 for it. But they ain't really Jadakiss saying that shit. That's some other nigga who like hacked into his account.
Yeah, it's like, it's people, they finding all different ways to do shit. And it's like, yeah, they were just some greasy, grimy niggas, and I was seeing that shit firsthand. And I'm like, if they doing that to him, I don't know what the fuck they doing to me. Like, you know,
all day.
They
what
just
you
knew
think
this
about
dude's longer than me.
all day? What you think about man? I was just watching some YouTube videos the other day, man. I said, damn, Sacramento, the rap game kind of crazy out there because it's a whole bunch of little niggas. They just be beefing with each other. And that shit getting violent. I just watched that shit with Rest in Peace Briss, man. I just saw that shit with Briss. I was like, nigga, they cold like that out there? My brother was like, yeah, nigga, these little niggas be out here wilding, man.
Real.
But them was his niggas, and he was in the car with them though, right? Them was his boys.
Nah, I mean, I heard a couple different stories.
Oh, okay. I just seen them jump out the car on the video.
Yeah, see, see what I think on that video, that was the first like little story that was coming out because people didn't see the other shit for the. He was in another car. He was in another car. He was in his hood, but the niggas he beef with, they hoods meet up, they streets, you know, they cross. So it's like, I'm not saying I don't know if that was the niggas that
right. Yeah.
But I know that's who they main enemies was, you know, but they was enemies with the Oak Park niggas too. So I don't know, but like where he got hit at was where those two streets where they been funking for years. So like the story,
yeah, because it was a car wrapped around a pole, a black car.
Yeah, that he was in that.
Oh, okay.
He was in that. They was getting off on him.
Yeah.
To where he rapped and got out. And what I think he was hit when he was running. Because you see he kind of was running slow.
Yeah.
And like didn't really know. He kind of
he was disoriented. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah, he kind of was like running in a circle and like he started to run one way, then go back the other way, like.
That little nigga was fire though. That nigga was hard, boy.
He was hard. He was doing his thing, and he was about to be out of here. His shit was all his shit was going up on YouTube, and then he had already like had some little LA company that's like known, you know, for like getting behind artists and like
he was on his way then basically.
Money. He was on his way, like they was fucking with him, and like he was gonna move to LA and get away from that shit and really just be in the music scene in LA.
Yeah, because he had a crazy following. He had a crazy ass following, and he was different. He had a different flow. He had different style. He was just spitting.
Yeah, like he had that little whisper type.
Yeah,
you know, like, and he had a cool little bop with the way his flow was, and like. He had some. He had some because when he first came out with the project with another, he had did a group project. That's how he first got known. with a nigga from Meadowview, G-Man, which is my homegirl's son. And like they did a project, and like it kind of got them lit, but it was like really Briss was the one that was shining on it, like, you know. So then when he started doing like more of his solo shit, because they weren't like a real group, they just did an album together. But that was it was, I think, I want to say Thizzler might have had something to do with it. So like, you know, it got pushed real good, like, you know. But Briss was the one, he kind of got all, you know, he was the star of it really. So like when people seen he was dropping his solo shit, people started gravitating to that. Then it just started, you know, going up and going up. But like Sack then turned into like a baby Chicago, like for
that's
real.
what I said. That's what I told my boy.
With the way they dissing, the way that niggas is killing each other and these rappers dying, like it just turned into really just a baby Chicago. Like Sack is like West Coast drill music, damn near.
It is.
And they did that shit, like, you know, the videos with all the guns when, you know, Chicago niggas was always doing that. You know, now all these little niggas is doing that, and Sack done changed so much that like now it ain't even like the same gangs that niggas grew up on,
right? Nigga, I was just telling somebody the same shit. I said, growing up in Sac, nigga, you knew about Del Paso Heights, you knew about Highlands niggas, you knew about the Gardens, you knew about fucking Meadowview, and that was all. You had niggas like you had Leisure Court type shit. Niggas on Leisure Court, you don't go over there. Niggas to fuck with you, they'll fuck you up over there, but G Parkway.
You know,
But now, my brother was telling me, like, shit, nigga, like you said, a nigga on 29th Street don't fuck with a nigga who live on 30th because that nigga might be a whatever. And this nigga,
it's all mixed in now. Like, it all kind of started from G Parkway, because, you know, everybody was in G Parkway. It was Crips in there. It was everybody was in there. Like, everybody had dope spots in there. Like, they had their own sections. Like, cause I'm from Garden Block. Like, we had our own little spot. Like, a gang of my niggas, older niggas and homies, all grew up in G Parkway and had their little areas. And the Meadowview niggas had their area. It was all different niggas. And then like all the people from the Bay, it seemed like everybody from the Bay that moved to Sac was in there. And then like it was just like a melting pot. And as years went by, they all having kids. All these kids are growing up together, even though like they daddies and shit, and mamas is from different hoods. And then they might be affiliated with that hood because of they parents or they cousins, you know, so they start being from like, you know, banging their hood or whatever this Meadowview, and then but they growing up with the kids from, you know, Garden Block or whoever's, you know, kids, then they end up just making their own little cliques.
They got their own gang,
from their own hood. It's just like a clique with a bunch of niggas from different hoods, and then that started it. And then after that, everybody started making their own cliques. So now it's all clique shit, and it's like any hood, it ain't even the same. Like, cause even like Stars, like G Parkway is their hood, but now Valley High, Mac Road, and all that shit, that's where they be. That's kind of like their hood now. Like, even though it's already a hood, like, so it's like it's so different now. But then it's be other niggas living there, so it's just all kind of just blended in.
Yeah, cause you got them little niggas mixed in with the OGs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that shit all bad, but yeah, I be watching them videos. That shit do remind me of don't they call it Southside Iraq anyway over there on Southside?
That's how that came, like South Sac Iraq, because Chirac it just came like really like a baby Chirac.
Yeah, that shit bad. That shit all bad. But I was like, you little niggas trying to make their money, but I don't know, man. The game funny like that because it's different. Like we always say, it's different lanes. So you got that drill lane, niggas making their money because all them little niggas want to be. They look up to that shit anyway. So you gonna get some little niggas following you or whatever, doing that type of music. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess that should have changed, man, because it wasn't like that. Because like you said, when we listen to rap, Sacramento rappers back then, I mean, you know, you had little niggas was beefing on songs and shit, but it never got.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like niggas talking about dead homies and doing all, you know, naming everybody's name. Like, oh, I chased this nigga down the street. We shot at this nigga over here.
And they be saying them niggas' names too, huh? You
yeah,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. They naming names and they naming names of like niggas that's going really with the business and go do something. So it's like,
them niggas pull up on them, huh? And they pull up on your ass. Yeah, it's a rap.
So that's how that shit happened. It's like niggas is just turned into just a crazy war zone. Like, and it's like now you don't even know what hood you in. Like, I go to my own hood and it's like I don't know who's here no more. Like, it ain't even our hood no more. It's everybody's over here, and it's a clique. It's cliques over here. Like, you know, and they're the ones that's doing all the shit now because it's the young niggas. You know, they the ones tearing shit up. The old niggas, you know, the old
them niggas work at Amazon right now, nigga. Shit, they gotta go to work. They Amazon
on everything. Facts. Facts. They gotta be at work in the morning. They ain't out hanging out doing all this shit.
Mitchie Slick said that shit on What Happened to the Turf. He said, shit.
Yeah,
hey, they gotta go to work in the morning.
On everything. I told him that when I told him, I was like, man, that's my favorite song because I got them homies, like OG homies.
Hey, what he say? Little homies don't even know who he is, nigga. He gotta go to work in the morning.
like he a Southeast legend. He like that's what he said. Now when the homies come through the set, he just wave. I don't blame him, nigga. Gotta be at work in the morning. He a Southeast legend, and little homies don't even know him. Real.
Hey, but he was right on that song all the way, even at the end when he was like, I know why. He said, I know why, because it ain't no love, nigga.
Exactly. I told him, I told him that just recently, too, because I'm like, dealing with all the shit that's been going on, like, I was just listening to it one day, like, man, I'm like, damn, and it, like, after all these years that song been out, like, it's just so relevant. Like, it's always gonna be relevant. Like,
it's my favorite Slick song, nigga.
Yeah, that one me too. Like, I had to call him, like, just out of nowhere, like, my nigga, that's my favorite shit, just because, like, the shit you saying is just, like, real shit, like, you know, and I just
It's timeless, though, too.
Yeah, timeless, because I just came back from Sac with I was staying at my big homie's house who was one of them niggas when I was growing up. And really, our young homies and niggas have no idea. Like, I would bring them around to, like, at the studio session, and I always fuck with the little. I stay fucking with the little niggas, and you know that, especially the ones that's trying to rap. Like, I try to help them out as much to where, you know, they not in the streets as much. You know, I'm trying to make them, like, see, like, something good with this shit, like teaching them about streams and, you know, like, just all the shit that I can give, like, you know, like videos, be shooting video, do all this shit, like, just trying to get them to, like, really see that niggas is getting paid off this, and if you serious with it, and, you know, especially the ones that's good, like, you know, I be really trying to be on them and shit. And, like, so I really be fucking with the young homies, and they be coming over, and I had my big homie from my street in the Garden Block. He from 25. We from 21st Street, but it's like I fuck with all. You know, we all fuck with each other. We all Garden Block, 29th Street and 24th Street.
Yeah.
But it's like I had niggas from every hood, from the 1st, the 4, the 9, like, all in there. And, like, I'm introducing them to the homie, and, like, they don't, you know, they just meeting them, and, like, okay, he don't even look like he used to be one of them nigga in his work clothes, you know. They thinking like he, you know, so he just chilling, like, you know. And I'm like, and that song just hit me, you know. And when he said that, I'm like, damn, like, these little niggas don't even know who they just met right now. Like, they don't even know how much shit he did for y'all to be for this shit to be something good to still be claiming, like, you know, like to be a part of, like he kept this shit solid, like, you know, like he was one of the ones, like, and he ain't even really stressing on trying to like make niggas know who he is neither. Like the nigga work at the Capitol, doing shit at the Capitol and shit. Like, you know, like.
Hey, another song, real quick, before we start wrapping it up. Another song Slick got is that Better Off.
Oh yeah,
nigga,
Slick got a few joints.
Better Off. That nigga was that's just some real shit too. You gotta do that drill by yourself, nigga. You got
yeah, for real. That real shit. He got a lot of those. He got a lot of them real shit joints.
Yeah, that's
like
that
a
nigga.
lot of them.
All day. So this joint so the joint might not drop fully on Black Friday. Who all you got some other label mates y'all pushing? Some other rappers on you that's with you?
I got some artists that I'm fucking with. I got a lot of artists that I'm really helping. Like you know, I could call them my artists, but I'm trying to teach them. You know, because nowadays you could put shit out yourself. You don't really need a label. Like, you know, I want my niggas to try to get their money and learn how to do all that shit. And, you know, and if they got, you know, young artists that they can do, you know, like, because I already been doing this shit. I got artists that already been fucking with me for years. And, you know, I ain't really tripping all like that. You know, I'll try to sign certain niggas here and there. But, like, mostly I be wanting like niggas to try to have their own shit because it's so easy to have your own little digital you know, your digital account distro shit.
Yeah, the distro shit easy because I got one from my little brother. I got a little brother in Sac that be rapping. I got two brothers actually. One locked up though. That nigga hard. The one that's locked up, that nigga hard though. He a star.
Yeah.
He a star trigger mob nigga though. But he
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he locked up now. He's supposed to be getting out he up for parole now. That nigga hard though, man. Like I'll see you some of his shit. Like he just sent me like 5 songs. They got all that goddamn shit on the phone in there now, so they putting out like studio quality shit from the pen.
Yeah, they is. Cause I mean when Lab got locked up, he was hitting me trying to figure out how, you know, if I knew how to do the shit. And I was kind of telling him like certain ways to do the shit, like nowadays, like niggas could really sound like super studio quality, like the shit I had him doing, like because I didn't really know it all the way, but I'm like, I know a way where we could get you some songs that still sound good, like right now, like just get a voice app on your phone, and then like had the beat playing in some other headphones from another phone. And just be rapping it, and then let me know what beat you rap over, like.
And I'll place it on there.
Yeah, and I'll get a beat made that same tempo and that same type, you know. So I did a few of those for him, and then he ended up learning like the whole shit, like of getting it sounding real crispy, and started putting hella shit out that really sounded like real albums.
That shit he just put out the other day. Oof. That nigga put out that damn Mozzie diss song. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, that shit turning.
I said, you know, that shit keep going. That shit is what keeps shit going in the street too, though, man. Like,
exactly.
Cause shit could be died down, but cause like he said, he ain't been able to speak on shit because he was on some legal shit.
Yeah.
So, but it's like shit, nigga. If that shit that you had going on is over already, you gonna just rouse some more shit up when you drop that.
Yeah, like because he had to keep his mouth shut the whole time while they was dissing him, and
he had all that shit pent up, saved on their ass stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this shit crazy right here. But yeah, my little bro there, they put out he putting out some songs, but yeah, I know. I know the game is crazy, man. But we got a independent rap tournament, man. You know, want to have some of your artists come through to it. Po, when we trying to put that one out, like the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
froze up.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, it froze up.
There you go.
My bad. Am I good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
now
back
it
on or
is.
not?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. You said it's what is it y'all doing? No.
Yeah, we got a independent rapper tournament, man.